Hi, I'm Max, and this is Echoes in the Dark. Tonight, we're telling the story of a cemetery of forgotten souls. Chapter 5, The Keeper of the Names. Daniel didn't remember driving home. He only knew that when the first light of dawn crept across his apartment walls, the sound of whispers still clung to him like cobwebs. His hands trembled as he replayed the footage from his camera, heart pounding with anticipation. The video started normally, grainy night vision, muffled wind, the interior of the mausoleum. Then static. A few seconds later, the blue light flooded the screen, followed by shapes, hundreds of them, forming and dissolving in rhythmic motion. Faces, eyes, mouths whispering words he couldn't hear. The recording ended abruptly, the screen cutting to black. But the audio kept playing. At first, Daniel thought it was a glitch, just feedback, white noise. But the longer he listened, the more certain he became. The whispers were there, clearer now than when he'd been in the cemetery. You've seen the door. Now you must remember. His stomach turned. He paused the playback, the sound dying instantly, but the whisper continued, softly, right beside him. Daniel turned. The room was empty. He stood slowly, heart hammering. The notebook on his desk was open, though he didn't remember leaving it that way. Fresh words were written across the page in his own handwriting, though he had no memory of writing them. The keeper is awake. The room's temperature dropped. His breath fogged the air. He stumbled backward, eyes darting toward the window. Beyond the glass, the streetlights flickered, the world outside bathed in a strange, pale blue glow, the same hue that had filled the mausoleum. Daniel grabbed his coat and ran. By the time he reached the cemetery, night had already reclaimed the sky. The gate was wide open, the air unnaturally still. He stepped through, guided by instinct, or perhaps by the whispers that seemed to beckon him closer. This time, the fog didn't wait to rise. It met him at the entrance, swallowing his silhouette as he entered. The path to the mausoleum was no longer as he remembered. The graves had shifted again, forming a corridor of stones that led him straight to the center. The oak tree loomed in the distance, branches bending as if bowing toward the crypt. When Daniel reached the mausoleum door, it was already open. The faint blue light pulsed from within. Inside, the air shimmered with energy. Names were carved into the walls now. Thousands of them, written in dozens of different hands, glowing faintly with the same unearthly light. He ran his fingers over them, feeling the heat pulsing beneath the stone. Each name whispered when he touched it. Each voice was unique. Male, female, young, old. Then, one voice rose above the rest. Margaret Whitmore. You found me. Daniel spun. And there she was, the spirit of the woman from his first night, standing at the center of the mausoleum. Her dress was tattered, her form translucent, but her presence was powerful, commanding. What are you? Daniel asked, voice trembling. The keeper of the names, she replied. I remember those the world has forgotten. I speak their names so they may not fade. Daniel's flashlight flickered, though he no longer needed it. The blue light grew brighter, radiating from the sarcophagus at the back of the room. You woke me, she said softly. You opened the door. I didn't mean to. You did, she interrupted, though her tone wasn't angry, just sorrowful. Now they all know. The dead remember you. Daniel stepped back. What does that mean? Margaret looked at him, her hollow eyes glowing faintly. They will call for you when I am gone, and you must answer. The mausoleum trembled. Dust fell from the ceiling. The walls pulsed with light, the names shifting as though alive. Daniel clutched his notebook to his chest as the voices rose again, chanting his name over and over. Daniel, Daniel, Daniel. He stumbled toward the door, but the wind howled through the chamber, slamming it shut. The voices grew louder, overlapping until they became one deafening roar. Then silence. When Daniel opened his eyes, he was standing outside. The mausoleum sealed behind him. The mist was gone. The cemetery lay silent, bathed in moonlight. But when he opened his notebook again, a new line had appeared beneath the others, written in ink that glowed faintly blue. Daniel Hawthorne, remembered. Max speaking from Echoes in the Dark. Stay curious, stay cautious, and stay tuned for the next chapter.